Well, I'm just arriving at the marina because I just found out that Boogaboo is out of the water. Oh well, that time of year, end of the season. Well, as you can see, Boogaboo is no longer floating. Yeah, they hauled this thing a couple of days ago. Today, real time, it is, where are we? We are October 18th, I believe it is. So it's the Friday of this week. Boats out of the water, came out of the water on Wednesday. They started hauling boats here on Tuesday. Remember, last weekend was our Thanksgiving long weekend. So Tuesday was the day that was scheduled to start, and they started the far end of our row of boats. And they got, I think, about 8 boats lifted, and then this was first thing on Wednesday morning that this thing came up in the air. And as you can see, it came out of the water pretty dirty, so hopefully I can fix that. I have my gas powered pressure washer, which I'm going to use, but unfortunately they shut off the water here already. We won't get into that, but fortunately the power is still on, the shore power is on, so I have an extension cord, and I've rigged up I have a sump pump that I use for work in my construction business, and I just put a couple of fittings on it, so I should be able to hook up the hose to that, draw water out of this duckweed filled canal, and then hopefully that should give enough water pressure to get to the pressure washer so I can hit the bottom of the boat. You remember what this looked like last year, and it looked pretty nasty, and it's starting to look like that again because everything's dried on and baked on. So with any luck, I'll be able to work that out. Now, the only situation that I got going on, I'm not going to call it a problem, but the boat is a little bit farther ahead than it was in the last year's slip, when they raised it. I think just because the beams are farther back, which they have to use for the block and tackle. So I can't comfortably reach that from the dock and use the ladder on the swim platform. So I have a couple of ladders with me. I was hoping not to have to do that because I don't want to have to take a ladder back and forth with me, but I guess it is what it is. But I can set up the ladder here on the step, put it onto the swim platform, and then hopefully safely climb aboard Boogaboo. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to climb up there, hook up my extension cord, make sure everything's all tickety-boo in there. And sorry, I just heard something in the water, probably some sort of creature down there. Anyways, I have to final winterizing stuff. I got to just prop open the fridge in the cockpit. Just going to prop the door open so it can breathe over the winter, and then open up the cabinets inside the cabin, because just again to let the air get in there. I didn't do that before the boat was raised because I thought, if they're juggling it about, I don't want to think doors to start slamming. Unlikely, but it was okay. So I'm going to open those up, and I got to go down into the bilge and open the seacocks, because when I do my winterizing, I do it in the water so the seacocks are shut off. So now that the boat's up, I can open them, and any water that's in those lines could go bloop. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a relatively warm day. I mean, I'm bundled up. I think my truck was saying 10 degrees Celsius, so that's 47, 8 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. But no wind. It's a light breeze, but it's okay. It's supposed to get a little bit warmer and be warm for over the weekend, but I hope to get everything knocked off today, what I want to do for the pressure washing. One more thing I want to do is grab a couple of planks and put them here, but I'll show you that either later today or at a later video. So we'll call this the before look, and you see how just stuff growing on the hull of the boat. So hopefully I can reach everything with the pressure washer, and like I said, I'd like to get a couple of planks. I don't know if I can do that today or not, but hopefully I can, and just run a couple of planks across here So when it comes time to clean the side of the boat and start doing my, cleaning and even polishing in the spring, at least I have a more comfortable surface to work with here.
Hopefully this one will work.
Okay, I just came inside the cabin for a second. Now I'm going to open up the hatch and open those seacocks. Climb down inside there. Okay, down into the engine room. I should take my shoes off because it's nice and clean and I don't want to get it dirty. Thank you everybody for all your wonderful comments about how nice and clean it is down here, which it definitely is, but it's still not 1,000,000%. I want to clean up around the battery trays and just back there at the rudder post, because water had been leaking in there, so there's stains on the floor. But I'll just clean that off with some bottom wash stuff, that muriatic acid or whatever the hell it is. That should take it off, but that's a project for another day. So I'm just going to go down there and open the seacocks, and with any luck you might hear the water that comes out of those lines, so bear with me. I'm not sure if you heard that or not, but when I opened at least the engine seacocks, there was a boosh and a boosh, and that's just the water that would have been trapped between the strainers and, well, the bottom of the boat basically. So I opened those up and they gushed out nice. So open them, and I will leave them open for the duration, and come next spring when the boat is relaunched, I shouldn't have to go down here. Well, I'm going to come down here and I'll just look, but once the boat's in the water, I should be able to just fire up the engines and the generator and the air conditioning units, and they should work with no issues, no problems. What I'm saying is they don't need to be summarized. Let me summarize by saying the engines and the generator are already summarized. See what I did there? Okay, so that looks good. Bilge lights off. Hatch. Okay, here's the contraption that I built to hopefully draw the water. That's just a sump pump that I use at work. And so I took the fitting off that was generally hooked up to a 1.5" discharge hose, got a bunch of fittings and sized it down to this hose with a garden hose fitting on the end, and then hooked up the garden hose. So I'm going to suspend this. I've got a rope already tied here, dock line, and I'm going to suspend this and plug it in, drop it down in the water, and it should do the trick. If my theory works, secure this dock line. Why don't you call it a rope, Paul? Because it's not a rope. Actually, in this case, you can call it a rope. If it's on the dock, it's a rope. If it's on your boat, it's a line. This is how I learned that. Okay, so that is in a groovy position right there. She's running. Success. Good. So I can hook up. Alrighty, here we go. Put that pump in. See how the pressure happening. On this one. Alrighty. A little bit of chokey. A little bit of choke. Probably won't need much, but we'll give it a shot. Yeah, so there we are. I'm very happy about that. And as you can see, the sunshine came out again. I should actually put my clip-on spectacles again. And it got warm. It's nice. I'm happy that I was able to configure the sump pump and got it working so I could draw water right out of the lake, and it worked perfectly. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I'm happy that the running gear looks a lot better too, because it was really scummy. And you know the reason for that was it's because we only put 30 hours of runtime on this boat. Did not get it out enough. Yeah, so that's it. I'm happy it worked out really nice. Let me know if your boat is coming out of the water, if it's out already, and if you are going to power wash your boat when it comes out, or if you have professionals do it. Power washing the bottom of the boat is something that is offered. That's a service that's offered here at our marina. But I thought, you know what? I got the power washer. I got the time today, and it's a nice day. And given as bad as the boat looked last year, it was really embarrassing to show it to you guys. So I'm happy that I was able to do it myself, get it done, and yeah, all looks good. I'm very happy with it. So yeah, anyways, let me know what you think, and I will see you on the next one. With my ice cold tea that I've been sipping on all day. Cheers from Boogaboo.